Yay! We finally got it up.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we're supposed to be pros at this.
Why does this happen? I promise you, we do trial runs, we prepare, we do the research, and sometimes you just can't avoid technical difficulties. Are we here? Are we here? We're here.
We're here, so
Oh my
we have
gosh.
to. We just have to go live more often because we're losing practice.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody.
Good morning.
Can everybody hear us well? Please show us some love in the comments just to make sure that you guys can hear us well.
Make sure that you're with us and we're with you. Thank you to all of you who were here on time. I wish we could have been on time. Thank you so much for saying hi. I see lots of people having their morning coffee. Good stuff.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're here in Puerto Escondido, if you guys didn't know, and as you can see, the beautiful palm trees. We hope you guys have good weather. I know Chicago has been cold the last couple of days.
We got lots of people in Canada staying warm too.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. Good. Thank you, Steve G from NC, my boy. All right. So let's get it started.
So good morning again. We are going to be talking about how we were able to make a year of travel in Mexico a financial possibility, something that I think was beyond both of our wildest dreams when we were kids. It's not something we ever imagined we'd be doing, and it happened fairly quickly. And we want to share the things we've learned, the resources we've leaned on, and some tips and tricks that have helped us in case there's anyone here interested in doing the same. I have a list of questions that you all submitted via Instagram, comments, stories. Thank you so much. You're more than welcome to continue submitting questions throughout the live today. We're going to try to keep up with them all. We've got a ton of good info and tips to share with you. And we already have our first gift. Thank you so much.
Is that what that is?
Is that glow?
Glow. What is
para
that?
un cafecito rico.
Wow.
Oh, thank you so much.
I've never seen that before. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's a feature we hadn't accessed before, and now we can receive donations
sweet.
here. I really appreciate you. Les agradecemos mucho su apoyo, su regalito. Y para mí es una buena indicación que les gusta lo que hacemos y que nos aprecian, y para mí eso, it just makes my heart so happy. So really
Thank you so
appreciate.
much. So we have a nice little outline set up for you guys.
We're
gonna go in sections, and then we'll try to answer questions in between. If we can't, then
if there are questions that require longer answers, we'll wait until the end. We'll revisit your questions. But the main things that we're going to be talking about today are ways that we planned financially, how we got ready to have a year of travel, what kind of debts we had and how we paid those off. Then we'll talk about what kind of financial situation we were in when we started traveling in January of 2021, last year. Then we'll talk about where we are now in January 2022, and then what's looking up for the future. So let's get into it. I want to preface this conversation by being open, honest, and transparent with you all.
Because that's who we are. We're always going to tell you what we feel and straight to the point, because we don't play games with that.
First, I think it's just a tiny little bit about how we grew up. We're both from immigrant parents who came with very little to no English and worked in unskilled labor or in manual labor type of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So we grew up in what can be considered a lower income class in the U.S. I think as time went on, we both grew into different financial situations. My family's situation didn't change very much, whereas Kevin's parents were able to increase their family's socioeconomic mobility, I think a little bit more than my family was able to. So that allowed for some particular advantages thanks to support from our families, particularly Kevin's parents. So one example of that is that we were able to save money, and we'll tell you how much we saved, thanks to parents letting us live in a building they own on super subsidized rent. The subsidized rent we're paying
about $600
a month in rent,
utilities
plus utilities. in an apartment that was brand new, remodeled, and that's way below market rate for our neighborhood. For a 2-bedroom, newly remodeled, you're looking at least $1,000 a month, and we were paying $600. So that allowed us to save a whole ton.
So thank you, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then in terms of
The debt that we
had slight college debt. I decided to take the community college route at first for my first 2.5 years. And then from there, I went to full-time at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and I worked full-time. And I also went to school full-time, which was really, really tough. But minimizing and eliminating debt was the most important. It's one of the things that I'm very, very proud of because I was able to graduate school without debt. So Jenny's situation was a little different, but
Yep. So my situation for college, I was fully funded for my undergraduate degree. I had scholarships and financial aid. When I got my master's degree, I did take out loans for the first semester, and I then got a graduate assistantship that helped pay my tuition. So I had minor graduate school loans, and when we got married, we had about $10,000 in debt from the wedding. So after the college debt, the wedding debt, and the car payments, which we were still paying off through 2018, we made a plan to pay off all of our debts in the year 2018. That was our first year married.
Mhm.
And then in 2019, going into the plan to pay off the debts and make savings, we were fortunate to have Kevin's job gave annual bonuses, and we never spent those bonuses. We also only lived on one salary. We both had careers, we both had salaries, but we made it a point to live way below our means and only spend one person's salary per month. And we never spent his bonus. It always went either towards paying off debt or towards savings.
And then once we finished paying off the car, we kept that car payment in our minds. So every car payment would now go into our savings and use that to keep accumulating money.
Yeah, we kept the habit of making that car payment, but instead of paying the car, because it was finally paid off in 2018, that money now was being transferred into a savings account. So automatically going from the car payment into a savings payment made it pretty easy, so that it wasn't like we suddenly had extra money. No, that went directly to savings.
And we also went on trips when we were
still traveling. Yeah.
We're still traveling, but those were kind of like the things that we were looking forward to, saving as much as we could. We minimized going out as much. Instead, we would have parties at home, invite friends because it was more economical, more fun, more homey. So, and just those little details, I guess, were helping us out. And
and this is speaking from a place of privilege, but when it comes to being able to afford fancy gadgets and toys and things, we chose very carefully what we wanted to spend our money on, and for us that's traveling. So to us, it wasn't important to have the latest iPhone. Wasn't important to go out drinking or any brand name clothes. I bought my clothes at TJ Maxx, Ross, and secondhand stores.
So that's kind of that piece of our financial goals and planning. Living on a salary. Now we're moving on to.
I know there are a lot of things coming in the comments, and I appreciate you all so much. Let's just take a quick moment to catch up on that.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my God! Look, more little signs. Thank you all.
Oh my gosh,
Kelly.
Thank you so
oh my
much.
God! Thank you so much. I love the dude going.
We had so much fun running into you in Puerto Vallarta
and meeting your family. Thank you so much, Kelly. A good friend of ours from travels. We met him in Puerto Vallarta, and now we're on there working on content. And thank you so much, Kelly. Appreciate it.
Shout out.
John Edward Jones, thank you so much. We appreciate your comments. I know you recently joined our Eat Ballet Travel family. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all your support and your generosity today as well.
Yes, we'll talk a little bit more about what these funds look like and Patreon in the future. A lot of good things. So I want to catch up on other people's comments too, because you all are such a wonderful community, and I feel so lucky to have. Yes, Uriel, we were late. I know. I know.
Someone lost
Okay.
their beer. No. Find
No,
it. Freezing in North Carolina.
I wouldn't think that it's so cold. I forget that they get snow. Jovita Vargas, que si planeamos quedarnos a vivir en México para siempre.
Pues
That's a very
ahorita
good question.
ese es el plan. Ahí vamos y ojalá y lo podamos lograr para poder tener algo fijo.
We'll come back to that, talk
Uh-huh.
more about that too. Hey, Andy from Brooklyn. Hi, Karina from LA.
Cirilo Alaya, I came across your
Oh,
videos.
gosh.
Thank you. Great content.
Sorry,
Thank you so much, Cirilo. Saludos.
Yeah, we got some good questions here from Denise or Dennis. I've been scouting Mexico as a potential place to move. Do we think it's a good place to raise a family? We can talk about that too. We'll come back to that. Julio Alvarez, tell you more about us. What did we do before we started the channel? We should
touch on that now.
Okay, so what are some difficulties of living as a YouTuber given the financial situation? Really good questions, Julio. You're always with like the insightful comments and questions.
Thank you.
I've seen that.
I'll start off first. Right out of college, I started working at a nonprofit. I worked at a nonprofit for 8 years. In between, I did a bunch of different gigs. Like I worked for Jimador,
Brand ambassador, shot girl at the nightclub.
Yeah, that was me. I worked worked a little bit at a daycare with my mom, helping my mom establish her daycare a little bit. Oh my God, I just had a bunch of different side gigs because nonprofits don't pay much. Then after that, I was very fortunate to move to a corporate company in where I would work at a warehouse that was a very beautiful community where I worked at. And the owners were private owners, and it was a great company to work for. And thanks to that company, we're really here today.
Great pay, great benefits. It was manual labor, right?
Yeah.
Driving forklifts and shipping and things like that.
So it was tough work, but it paid off at the end. And thanks to the company that I work for, we have this real big cushion to be able to travel as well.
Yeah.
And
Jenny? For me, I studied a couple different things. I was initially going to go into community health. That's my college bachelor's degree. But then I shifted gears slightly and I pursued a career in higher education. And particularly my interest is international higher education, like study abroad programs, exchanges, international partnerships in the world of education at universities. So I worked at the University of Illinois, Chicago, where Kevin went to school. Kevin graduated much before.
Okay, let's not get to age.
Way before I did.
Yeah, madre. Come and say that to stay on. We're still here.
Hang tight. Camera just overheated. Hello.
We're back on.
We're back.
Okay. We'll be back on very soon.
They said they could still hear us.
Okay. Cool. So we're in Puerto Escondido and it's hot. So the camera was like, yo, I wants to be back in Chicago in the cold. But
anyways, back to what I was saying. So my career was in higher education and I worked as an international admissions counselor. I worked at the College of Business at UIC at the University of Illinois, Chicago. And so going into what allowed us to continue to travel and have this extra cushion was that because of the pandemic and lots of people going remote, I was able to take advantage of remote work at my job as a public university that was technically not allowed in the job description. So I worked something out with my unit and we made a temporary agreement that I could work remotely. I told them about my plans to move to Mexico and we made a savings plan. We had saved up, still getting back to that. And I was prepared for them to tell me that I was going to have to leave my job. But thankfully, like we're so lucky that they allowed me to continue working for a whole year. And that year just expired 2 weeks ago. So that's the whole I lost my job part. I no longer am able to work online full-time remotely for the university. And we have to figure out what's next. And we'll tell you a little bit about those ideas. So that's a little bit about our careers, backgrounds. We love community work. We love social work. We love education, as you can tell from our videos.
So yeah, the day that we pick a place to live, we're definitely going to immerse ourselves in the community and definitely bring out more content once we are there to enrich the community, because everybody in this world has a skill. It doesn't matter if you worked at McDonald's, it doesn't matter if you worked at a park district, a big corporate company. Everybody has something to share with somebody, and that's what we like to do.
So
Share
hopefully
our
we can
knowledge.
do that.
Okay, let's move on to
The financial situation when we started in 2021. Actually, hold on. Going back to the savings part, we keep saying we're gonna come, and I knew I was gonna forget. So after we paid off our debt in
18.
at the end of 2018, we started planning in 2019 to move abroad. This is pre-pandemic. We were thinking Spain, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico. We had all these different options we were exploring. We didn't know yet, but we knew one of those was going to happen. So we started saving. I talked about the car payment and how that went from going towards a car gets paid off, goes now towards savings. What else did we do? We saved the annual bonus. I mean, that's important because we knew people who would rack up a lot of credit card debt and then use the bonus to pay their credit card. So we made sure to live well below our means, live on one salary, and our goal was to save $30,000 in 1 year. So between two salaries, no more debt, no more car payments, we were able to successfully save $30,000
in 2 years.
In 2 years, and then that brings us now to the January 2021. What situation were we in when we started? Well, we had the money saved up, but we had this opportunity. I had this opportunity to continue working. So we said, we're not going to touch our savings. We're going to save that and see if we can invest or do something, maybe start a business or something. So what we did now is set up a new budget for our travels in Mexico. And our goal was to only spend $1,500 a month, $1,500 a month. And I'm getting ready to share with you all what it was that we did actually spend. And it fluctuated a lot because, number one, depending on the cost of living in the different parts of Mexico we were in. Number two, we stayed with a lot of family. And it wasn't us like necessarily taking advantage of them. I hope they don't see it that way, because I absolutely loved hanging out. Strengthening relationships with the family in Mexico has also been a really important part of our connection to being Mexican and acclimating to what life is like here. They taught us simple things like how the recycling is done, how the groceries get bought, just simple things. So we learned so much, and we're able to save a ton of money on not having to spend on accommodations in a lot of places. And so you'll see how that fluctuates when I list out. And there are a lot of specifics, a lot of details when it comes to what was spent and how. So I'm thinking that for the purposes of this video, I'm going to give you some general monthly figures. And then if you all are interested in more specifics of what we spent, how much in different categories like accommodation, transportation, food, let me know if you do want to see that, so that I can put together a blog post and you can see the breakdown of everything. Yep. So when we left Chicago, Kevin left his job completely. I continued working, and he dedicated his job was YouTube. Our YouTube channel, so that I could focus on my job. And do you want to talk about what it felt like to leave your job?
Leaving my job was tough. I mean, I've been working since I was 16, pretty much. Not full time, but I always had a job. And then now to come at the age of 33 in a new country and not have a job, not have a stable income, it was like a shock. First, I felt a little weird that I didn't have somebody telling me what to do or having tasks on what to do. Now this is all on my own account on something that we don't even know if it's gonna be able to financially sustain us in the future. We were making videos, the subscribers kept stressing me, the view time kept stressing me. So it was tough. And like the rhythm of life that I have in the United States was boom, 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 boom. And here it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what do I do? So that part was a little rough, but it with time, seeing the channel grow, it helped a lot.
And then having your support really was motivating. So.
And really thanks to Jenny, you know, that she pretty much carried us during this whole entire year, helped a lot because we were a team and we knew that we were going to get into the situation where that we're in now, where we don't have a stable income.
Yeah.
But really, thanks to her, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself, and now it's kind of time to take on that new stage.
Yeah, now we're 50-50. But I do want to mention that we did start making money with YouTube. Not a whole lot, not enough to sustain us. And it started in June. So we traveled for half the year just on my salary. And then I think we got quite comfortable and started spending more. So are you guys ready for some numbers? How much do you think we spent in the entire year? I'll take guesses in the chat.
And yes, I'm actually 34 now.
I'm gonna be 28 next month.
It's just a number. Age is just a number.
Okay. All right. So we've got 18,000, 46,000, 10,000, 12,000,
Is this an
22, 20,000. All really good guesses.
Ooh, somebody
Okay.
hit it.
Okay. Nice. I wish it was 10,000. I wish it was 5,000. Okay. So we spent approximately $30,548, about $30,000. Rookie maquillaje, you got it. Yes, so it's a lot more than I think I hoped, but it's reassuring that we spent what we had saved up,
Yeah.
the amount at least. And again, this was from my regular salary, so we didn't need to dip into our savings necessarily. And listen to how much the amounts fluctuated each month. Our first month, the month of January, we were staying in Orizaba with family. We spent $900. And we didn't pay for rent or anything, so we invited family out to eat. We hung out, bought beers.
We went out a lot.
We went out a lot.
I think if we would have added rent, the average rent was like $500 to $700.
It would have been right on the budget.
For like a 2-bedroom apartment, so it would have been somewhere around there.
Yeah. So again, take these numbers with a grain of salt because we had very different situations throughout the entire year. That's why I'm giving you some context. But overall, Orizaba was fairly affordable to live.
And then Acayucan in the month of February.
Acayucan, Veracruz, again with family. We spent $1,350. And we didn't pay for rent here either, but we had some unforeseen medical emergencies. Yes, Kevin went to the hospital and didn't spend a whole lot. He was spending like $25 specialty fees. Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily that. But again, we were wanting to give back to the family, buying food and taking family out whenever we could. I wish we had done more. But again, $1,350. Oh, and then we traveled to Catemaco. We took weekend trips with the family and all those things. And then March.
Ooh, March is scary.
March is the worst one.
March is Halloween. $4,258.
Over $4,000 in the month of March. Here's why. First, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I was on vacation the entire month. I was working, but I did take a week off or 2 weeks off. I don't remember. And we were in Puerto Escondido in Oaxaca, and just like we weren't cooking ever. We were eating out every single meal. We were taking surf lessons. We were partying. We spent way too much money. That was way more than my monthly salary that month. So
Puerto Escondido and Oaxaca were expensive.
Nos dio el susto. We're like, oh my God, fuck. Like, no, this is more than we even spend in Chicago in a month.
Yeah.
And Puerto Escondido is not that expensive, but we overdid it.
We did a whole month vacation pretty much.
We did. Yeah.
And then April, we were in Cancun, Isla Mujeres, and Mérida. I would say half of the time we were in Cancun, Isla Mujeres, and
And in Cancun, we were staying in Centro, not in the hotel zone.
Yeah.
We were staying in an Airbnb in the Centro.
And we spent $2,730. certain benchmarks that changed that situation where we had family visits.
My sister came, my mom and my sister came, so we invited them, and so we covered a lot of the travel expenses. It was a birthday gift to my sister, and then there was a Mother's Day gift for my mom. So it was there was expenses there that may not have been there if it wasn't for those situations. So it could have been even less.
Then we moved on to Merida / Chicago, and it was $2,770.
Wait, in Merida we stayed with your madrina.
Yeah, for
a month. So we didn't pay rent again, and she cooked, and we saved a bunch.
We would buy groceries, laundry, and stuff like that.
Yeah, we spent minimally.
And then we went to Chicago in June.
In May.
It
was mid-May, June, and 2 days in July.
And we spent about $4,000. What we had spent in Oaxaca and in Chicago. I was back working, catching up with family, etc., etc. July, we went to Guanajuato, San Miguel de Allende, Puerto Escondido.
And that July was $2,336.
August, we were in Puerto Escondido half the month, and then we went to Zacatecas and then San Luis Potosí, where family hosted us as well. And it was $2,746.
Which is a lot considering we stayed with family in San Luis and in Zacatecas.
Yeah, and then we moved on to the month of September, which was San Luis, Dolores Hidalgo, Querétaro, and with this we were all on our own, and it's $1,620.
We were in San Luis for like a little while in September, I think.
I think it was like a week and a half.
In September.
In Dolores Hidalgo, we actually stayed at a hotel. In Querétaro, we rented an apartment for a month.
And in Querétaro, we were cooking at home a ton. We were eating out way less. We noticed that the last few months we were overspending by a lot. So we took better care and brought it down. So that was $1,620 the month of September.
In October, we moved on to Aguascalientes. We were there almost a month.
Almost a whole month.
With rent, we paid rent and expenses and everything, and it came down to $2,207.
So this one's probably the most accurate, at least for Aguascalientes. And of course, cost of living could be much more affordable. We were renting an Airbnb, so of course that's an elevated price. We were eating out more often, and so these are not cost of living representations necessarily. Again, this is traveling, and it comes with the expenses that come with traveling: buses, taxis, flights, accommodation, eating out, activities,
shopping.
So these numbers are higher than what they could be if you were actually living in these places.
Then we move on to the month of November, which was Aguascalientes, Monterrey, Puerto Vallarta,
and Zacatecas.
$2,658. In Monterrey, we stayed with family for 2 weeks.
In Zacatecas, we stayed at my grandfather's house, but we were actually staying in Aguascalientes and taking weekend trips to my mom's hometown. Car rentals, gas, and food, and so we spent a good amount there too. And then December, I don't know what happened in December.
Well, December we were everywhere, and then we ended up meeting some friends again, and we partied a lot and hung out in Puerto Vallarta. And
December was like vacation number 2.
Yeah,
we spent $3,000, so it wasn't $4,000 like in Puerto Escondido. But in the month of December, we were in Puerto Vallarta, we were in Sayulita, Guadalajara, Aguascalientes again,
Querétaro, and Ciudad de Mexico,
Mexico City for New Year's.
Yeah.
So, and it's Christmas, it's our wedding anniversary month, so we also treated ourselves that month. And so that's what adds up to about $30,000. What do you think? Do you think that's a lot? Do you think that's a little? I think that we definitely could have traveled way less. And it's going to be very different this year.
Yeah.
We're absolutely not going to be spending that much this year because we don't have a home yet. I know that many of you know that our journey is finding a home, and we're not there yet. So we're still nomadic, and we have to be more careful than ever on our spending.
Yeah, definitely.
And get creative.
I'm going to catch up on some of these comments.
Yeah.
Let's see. Steven and Andy, what up, y'all? It was a pleasure to meet you guys in Chicago. Thanks. Oh, point. Thanks for the reference in your video. We're glad that you guys enjoyed our recommendations. Hopefully, we can collaborate with you guys soon. We love you guys so much. All the love to North Carolina. I think that's where you guys are at. Of course, we always got to represent Chicago some way, somehow. Jenny with the flag. I don't have a flag t-shirt right now, and the Chicago Bears really made me upset. So forget them. I'm just gonna have Jenny represent for me. Café Cerveza, saludos. Mexicanos en Michigan. Saludos a la gente de Michigan. Steve G, snow 3 weekends in a row. Wow, Steve G, man, I'm gonna win the lottery one day and bring you out to Puerto Escondido to hang out with us.
Yeah.
Jovita, what do you guys like the most about Mexico? Three, it's a very complicated question for us, but I would say for me, it's people, culture, food, and that's pretty much it.
It's the main stuff. I mean, we could go into
Yeah, we
it,
can
but
go
that's
into
the
it.
main stuff. People, the food, the culture.
Aura Ignes Heinz, thank
From
you so
Colombia.
much. Thank you so much for
Your gift.
your gift to us. You're an immigrant from Colombia. What part of Colombia are you from?
We love Colombia.
We love Colombia so much. If Mexico kicks us out, we'll definitely go out to Colombia and probably live in Cali because it's one of our favorite places in Colombia.
Yeah.
Cali, Cartagena. Cartagena is nice, but I like Cali
To live.
to live.
Yeah.
Semester abroad in college was an amazing experience for me. Awesome, man.
I'm so glad you got to study abroad in college. It's my goal to help as many people I can. I worked as a study abroad advisor briefly, and as an admissions counselor, I help students apply to college. But I love to plant the seed as early as possible. So I'm so glad. I'm happy to hear whenever people.
Kyle McConnell, thank you so much for your gift to us.
As the camera overheated.
That the $9.99 came in hot, so hot that it made our camera burn out, dude. Thank you so much. Romano, in the USA, it's tough to work as well, paid, but in Mexico, tough gets paid $90 per week. Very true. Very true. And we're going to get more into it because we're going to start learning more about how to make money in Mexico. So there's a lot of very interesting content coming up. Happy to hear Jenny's in better internet. Jose Velasco, interested in international higher education. I took university students abroad for 20 years. I have encouraged my children to travel all over the world. Absolutely. Uriel, no, you cannot Instacart everything.
What are you trying to Instacart?
I'm not sure. But Uriel, we do need a tech person, and you're snoozing because we've invited you to Puerto Escondido. I don't know why you're not here yet. Witty Travels, surprised to hear you're 33. Oh, yeah, you know. I'll tell you all, we'll make a video on the fountain
Secrets to the fountain of youth.
Sorgi Stories, amigo. Hope you're doing well. I love your channel. If you guys have not checked out the Sorgi Stories, it's a father and son channel. It is beautiful. You should see this boy go up on camera and talk like he's an announcer for ESPN. He definitely knocks me out of the ballpark with his skills. He's building skills at such a young age, and it's such a beautiful channel. Rookie, what place had the highest cost of living? That's probably Mexico's. The one that we noticed was Mexico City. But we didn't really live there. We went on vacation.
But we stayed in like more uppity areas, like the more expensive areas, because that's where, like, the group that we were with, that's where the area that they were staying. So I don't know, of the places that we were in longer term. Hold on. I have to check the document again. I want to say Puerto Vallarta or Sayulita.
I mean, Sayulitas. You can't live in Sayulita.
We were there for a week and we spent way too much money. Sayulita was super expensive.
Back to the. We'll get back at you.
We'll go back to the cost of living. We do want to make more videos about that, and we have the data to put it together, which is going to take some time.
Sanchez, how would you have done this in Europe, not Mexico, without help of family? That's a very good question. I think we would have been very limited. We would have probably stayed in hostels 24/7. And probably
we would have
been way more,
been smarter about our spending. Finances. We definitely took advantage of having a Chicago salary in Mexico and the advantage of the dollar. So we felt more comfortable, more inclined, versus if we were in Europe spending euros, converting dollars to euros, it would have been a whole different vibe
Yeah.
and strategy.
Julio, what have you thought of the 4 places where you want to lay down your roots? Top 4. Not in order. I'm going to tell you this: Puerto Vallarta, Puerto Escondido, Querétaro,
And Merida I still like.
and Mérida.
Yeah.
Mérida, maybe / Aguascalientes was nice too.
So those
We'll
are
see.
our top options right now for places that we've stayed in and have enjoyed the lifestyle and would consider living. We'll talk more about that in another time, just to not take up all your entire day here.
Yeah. But Naji, any plans to go to the most scenic views, rainforest, sierras, deserts? We will go live very soon. We have a very exciting announcement that we're going to dedicate to this new opportunity we have going for us, and it has a lot to do with going to sierras, mountains, doing more local things. But we'll get more into it another time. Marlene, thank you so much for your gift. We really appreciate it. It's going to go a very long way. Saludos.
Thank you.
Jet lag, also, thank you so much. I love that. KO. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your gifts. Jose Aviation, are you in Cicatela?
I just responded to that in the chat. We're staying at Casa Los Odeli.
Yes.
So this is a great transition into
where we're going into next, right?
going
In our
into
life.
next. Yep. So looking ahead into 2022, what are we going to be doing for income? How are we going to sustain this travel lifestyle without financial security? So one thing that we're doing now is we're volunteering at a hostel. It's called Casa Los Odeli, and if you follow us on Instagram, you've probably seen us post about it a ton. We work as volunteers, and in exchange for our volunteer work, we get a free bed each in the dorms. So we're staying in a dorm. It's like being in college all over again. We share with 2 other people. We have bunk beds. Let me know if you want to know more about that. And we each have our jobs. Talk about yours.
My job right now is to run activities within the hostel. We take people out to the beach, go to take tours, and just kind of generate a community here in the hostel. And I also do the bar for the hostel. And
once a week.
But now it's actually changing. We're both going to be combining the jobs and working together to get establish a good community.
Initially, it was a 1-month agreement, and they invited us to stay for another month. I think that's a good sign. I was brought on to work the bar, so I'm doing something I've never done before in my life, and that's bartending.
Well, somebody's becoming famous on her mojitos. Clearly,
I guess my mojitos are a hit.
They're like, she takes 10 minutes, but they're very good every sip.
They're worth it. So we're bartending, and our responsibilities are 6 nights a week, 4 hours a day. My hours are 7 to 11 p.m. And then Kevin's hours vary depending on the activity. He plans activities, coordinates with guests in the hostel. It's like language cafe. It's salsa lessons, which we did this past Friday. It's movie night on the beach. Sometimes I get to go to those things, and sometimes I don't because I'm working the bar. And when the day I'm off, he covers the bar. And the day he's off, the day you're off, what am I doing? I'm always on the bar. Yeah. So whatever. We both work six days a week, and we get free breakfast and a free bed in exchange. So that is a huge, huge help. Even though it's a technically unpaid job right now, it's a huge help to us. I think it's a help to the hostel, and it's one way that we're going to be able to continue traveling. So we might try to do that, and we'll be in places for at least 1 month at a time. Now that we have this experience.
It's kind of funny because the guests here at Los Odeli are kind of living the real life Jenny and Kevin life. So what you see in video, you come and experience it here at Los Odeli. That's pretty much what we do. We do things that we like, try to get as much history and knowledge to provide to people. So yeah, if you want to live the Jenny and Kevin e-ballet travel experience, come to Puerto Escondido from here to April, because we'll be around.
Or at least the end of March. We're going to be here in Puerto Escondido until the end of March with this opportunity. There have been people who've arrived to the hostel or arrived to the cafe here and mention our videos, and So it's crazy the impact that the videos are having.
So,
Where were we going with that next? Oh,
Weather.
what else we have going on in 2022? So this is the financial more on the financial present in 2022.
Really quick,
Uh-huh.
can somebody write a message that says
Oh.
that our connection's a little unstable?
Is it where?
It says right here. Just want to make sure we're still good.
Are we still connected? Connection's good.
Okay, cool.
Okay, it says unstable here.
We'll just jump straight to it because we don't want to take all your day. You know, it's a
Okay.
big Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. I know it's a championship Sunday, so we'll get to it.
We're thinking about making another video about this, but just to give you guys an idea of whether or not we could live off of YouTube right now, we can't. We can't. Like I mentioned earlier, we started making income from YouTube in June. In our first month, we made $50, which, like, considering the amount of hours and research that we put into our videos, we've met other YouTubers who make their videos and edit them in 2 hours, and that's just not us because we care too much, I think.
Yeah, and now that
we
we're
spend
seeing
an entire week, and like 40 hours a week on a video.
Now that we're seeing that people are watching our videos, we think it's very important to make sure to represent what we're showing out there, and what we say is very important because it's starting to influence people a certain way. So it's important to us to make sure that these videos are good and not just giving false representations of
or lazy information or anything like that. So we're hoping that we get to the point that we might be able to be sustained by YouTube. And for those who don't know, we make money on the ads right now. And of course, your generous gifts that help keep us going. So right now we started at making $50 a month, and it's slowly going up. And right now we're averaging around $200 to $300 a month, which is absolutely helpful in buying new equipment and making sure we can keep up the quality for you all. But it's definitely not anywhere close to what we would need to sustain. So another income for us is our Patreon community. And our Patreon community is a really important part of what may determine the future of how long we can keep doing this and making videos for you guys. So if you're not familiar with Patreon, Patreon is a platform that people with creative careers create a membership plan.
Like a crowdsourcing.
Yeah, it's like a crowdfunding type of donation-based membership where we offer exclusive content, full-length interviews that are not posted to YouTube, behind-the-scenes photos and videos, and even dance classes. So if you're in the 3rd tier, you can look forward to some dance tutorials and videos coming very, very soon. So right now we have a total of how many Patreons?
We have about 9
Patreon members,
and we make about $70 on Patreon.
And it's anywhere from 3. Honestly, it's your your donation if you would like to join and get some of that extra content. Now that I'm no longer working my full-time job, I'm gonna have more time to dedicate to our Patreon members because you all are such special people who believe in us, and you're the ones that we want to reward the most with our content. So if you're interested in joining, you can join at patreon.com/eatbailatravel. There are 3 tiers, and you'll see the information on the website. Kevin will type it in. But it's an opportunity for us to grow our community as well. And if you're unable to join us on Patreon right now, that's completely okay. Your one-time donations are appreciated with so much love. And your views, you watching our videos, hitting the like button, commenting, every single one is a huge, huge help.
And sharing
videos, yeah, especially if it's content that speaks to you, that resonates with you, share, and that helps a lot too.
So thank you so much, Jose Velasco. Thank you so much, Aloda Maraca. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your gift. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get more on Patreon, and we got some cool content coming up, especially at Puerto Escondido, because we won't be vlogging much on Puerto Escondido right now.
So financial future, moving on to the last topic of this all. What's next for us, and what are we gonna do to stay sustained? We have a website coming up, and I think I mentioned this like a long
The
time
last
ago,
time, like 6 months
I
ago,
know,
yeah.
and I really wanted to work on it myself, and I didn't have the time for it, but I do now. So that's going to be a top priority for me. That and an online store coming soon with Eat by La Travel merchandise. We have some cool designs coming your way, and for you to share your Eat by La Travel love and support. That's coming soon. T-shirts, things like that. Hopefully, pop sockets and all that fun stuff. So website, online store, and the website, of course, will include blogs. So those of you who like written articles with information and tips, that's coming soon as well. And again, like we mentioned, we hope to continue growing the Patreon community, and offering. We're being asked more and more for dance classes and dance tutorials. And right now we're gonna start with Patreon, and hopefully later down the road, if YouTube is continuously successful, then we might be able to post them publicly. But for now, it's going to be an exclusive to our Patreon
And
members.
we just made our first
Actually paid salsa class in person here in Puerto.
Yeah, we got invited by Selena Hostel to give a salsa class, and they liked it and they paid us for it. So we're like, we're gonna frame this.
So that's something that's new for us. We're not trained to teach, but we are going to train. We're going to push hard, train, study, because we can dance, but to help others, it's something that we're going to work on our teaching skills in that aspect, and then hopefully make income from that. Like, it's going to be more of a freelance thing once in a while.
What else is it?
And then we're going to be applying to remote jobs as well, just to have a little bit of sense of security, something that we can lean on, like maybe a part-time virtual remote job. And we're hoping that something in virtual customer service or teaching English online. I just applied to something called Latin Hire. I know there's a ton of English teaching platforms. We'll see if that works out. But I just feel like I need to have something that's actually consistently making money, just to feel better and more secure.
In terms of stress, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we love to work. It's just a matter of getting it. And then we're gonna try to dab around with freelancing as well, data entering, video editing, doing all this YouTube, and learning so much in this year of travel. Like I mentioned earlier, we all have something to offer to this world. And whether that's free or even paid for, sometimes we build skills that we don't even realize.
Along the way.
Like
bartending.
So we're definitely gonna try to freelance a little bit and everything.
Yeah. And every once in a while, I get a request, like someone we meet. Someone just asked me for virtual English classes because they said, "Wow, you're fluent in both. I would love to learn English from you." And we've been blessed with opportunities coming our way, and hopefully they keep coming. And
like, to kind of finish up on our behalf, and then we can answer more questions pushing forward, this is the time to us to get creative.
This is the fire we needed to get our butts really moving if we weren't already.
Like, this year is going to be the test whether Eat by La Travel survives or not, and it's up to us to make sure that it does. Last year was a little bit more, it was more stable and everything, but this is it. Like, this is the year that we're gonna see if this is true. And like we said, we're very direct. We're not gonna tell you or make videos like, "Hey, live a lavish life, being a digital." No, like, no, because we don't have a background like, I don't know how to say this, but
that's not really our thing.
That's not really our thing. We're just gonna push forward, give it our best, and see where it goes. If we end up back in the United States having to work, then
I don't think that's gonna happen.
If it happens, let's say it happens, we'll go back to the United States, we'll go back to work, and then try it again, because we like this lifestyle. We love offering and showing what we learn, and hopefully, we will make it happen.
We will, and we're going to take advantage of traveling for as long as possible, because eventually, I'm sure we'll get tired and want to settle down. We do want kids in the future, so right now we're just taking advantage as much as we can, and when we do settle down, someone asked about good places to raise a family. I can see myself raising a family in Querétaro, in Puerto Escondido, in Mérida, in Orizaba. Yes.
So,
just to give you an idea of where we're leaning in these places that we like.
So that's it from us. We're not done with the live. We're gonna answer some questions if you guys have questions. We're gonna go through some of the chat. I mean, I like this one. Agustin, Kevin is 33. No, bro, I'm 34.
Yeah, he turned
What
34 in November.
What are your filters, bro? Nothing. uh, Andy, thank you so much from the Timeless Travel. Thank you so much for your gift. We really appreciate it. Mr. Perez Chica, saludos, man.
Oh my gosh,
Saludos.
Andy Perez Chica. I did watch your video on your hometown. I need to go back and comment, but it was really cool. Sorry, I'll go back on topic.
So let's see. We have a couple of questions lifted. I think we might have hit most.
I think we might have hit most of them. Feel free to repeat if we don't. But someone asked via all the different platforms. We got questions from student loans. We talked about student loans. Our U.S. based expenses that we still pay our life insurance with State Farm.
Important to still keep some roots in the United States because
you never know. We want to keep our options open. So we still have that life insurance.
We have our IRAs.
And our phone bills. We still pay our phone bill with AT&T. We're on a family plan.
And it comes out to $80 a month for unlimited. So we haven't really messed with that. We might cancel one out just to lower the costs and just keep one phone number. But to what we've seen, you pay about $15 to $20 a phone for the month, I think, but with limited internet access. So you have to keep recharging it.
So we have unlimited hotspot and everything for $80 a month for the two of us. Was it worth it? Would we do anything different?
Would we do anything different?
We did a lot of jumping around. We didn't go. I wish we had gone in a more linear path. We had a very broad plan and we're open to changes. And when we were in Oaxaca, we jumped back up to the central northern part of Mexico to meet up with family, just because they were going to be traveling from Chicago to Zacatecas and we wanted to be there with them. I wish it was better coordinated. That particular time, this was August, it did not turn out to be the smartest financially. It was a lot.
And it's stressful.
And it's stressful to be just moving around. So I do wish we had gone in a more linear direction.
Especially because of clothes. Like right here, you're in Puerto Vallarta, Puerto Escondido, and you're at 85-degree weather. And then we go to Zacatecas, and it's like 50, 60 Fahrenheit. It's like, whoa.
So lots of different weather. So we're carrying way too much stuff. That's another thing we would do differently. I would try to figure out how to carry less stuff. And like Kevin said, it's hard to do when you're traveling to places with different climate and you just need different attire.
Yeah, Mexico is not hot, y'all.
How do we manage our time? I mean, we're honestly always busy. And by busy, it's we make plans to do nothing. We make plans to spend time with people, make friends, spend time with family. And that's what I mean by busy.
Like right now, we have planned to go read a book
at the beach right after this.
Just chill.
So we haven't done that all week, and we need to do that.
That's it.
So we
Google Calendar though.
Google Calendar,
everything. Yes. We're business partners. We're coworkers. We're also friends, lovers. So we don't plan that much, but
like what else are you planning? Yeah. We color code our calendar. We track our finances. We have the travel wallet app, and I am a huge organization geek, so I like to have everything written down. And so having everything in writing, having notes, having a calendar, even just for personal life, I can't live without a calendar. I wouldn't be able to live life. How do you fit everything in your bags? We don't. We started with 2 carry-on luggages.
Now we have 2 oversized.
Now we have 2 oversized luggages that, when family visited, we're like, can you bring, and then we'll trade with you. So they magically grew into too much stuff. Range of how much activities cost to participate in. I'm going to work on that blog article to break down how much activities cost.
I think that's a better blog than vlog.
Blog than blog, yeah.
Because you're more detailed, you can read it quicker.
Yeah. There's a bee by the camera.
Instead of having to wait.
Have we opened a bank account in Mexico? Yes, we have. And we just put out a video on that last week. So check it out. We talked all about what the process is like and what you need to open one up. Tips related to buying pesos, exchanging currency.
It's also in the bank kind of
Also in that video, check
in
it
that video.
out.
Check it out. Yeah.
Bills, managing debt. That's we touched on.
Where we
Best.
first meet. That's gonna take.
That's gonna be another
special-
story. We'll make up in the future. We'll do like our story video. I think would be fun. Someone asked about building a business here. I think that's also another video we can do in the future because that's something we're going to be working on too. We hope to dabble in a real estate related business as well as maybe a dance studio where we can, help develop the local dance community. So we'll get back to you on what it's like to have a business in Mexico. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. What do you do for places to rent? Something besides Airbnb and booking? We usually start with those places, booking and Airbnb, and then oftentimes we'll end up extending our stay and we'll work something out directly with the host and pay cash and try to avoid the Airbnb fees. In order to do that, that's actually one of the reasons we opened up a Mexican bank account because they don't do Zelle here. PayPal's not very common, and so what people do when they do e-transfers, digital money transfers, they use their local banks or OXXO. So instead of having to make a trip to OXXO or having to make a trip to a bank, we opened up a bank account in Mexico specifically to be able to make digital transactions. So if you want help with that, check out the bank video.
And one of the biggest tips I can give you is that if you know English, Spanish, then use the strength of both languages to get to know locals. Because like any place, if you just go based off Airbnb, it's going to be rough to find good deals. And meeting locals can help you. Hey, I have an apartment here and there. Doesn't have this. We can rent, etc. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you consider? I'm going to go back to the chat. Someone recommended I try OnlyFans.
Yeah, nah, bro.
I did think about it. What part of Chicago are we from? Little Village in San Isidro area. Shout out. I did live in Pilsen for a little bit when I was a little kid.
All my family came into Little Village, so we were always there.
Southwest side, Pride over here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys a couple? We're a married couple. A married couple sharing a dorm, and I saw somebody comment, being lovers in a shared dorm is difficult. Yes. But you figure it out. Just leave it there. Thank you for all the suggestions for different platforms to check out for jobs. What else do we have? Negatives to having dual citizenship that we know of, not yet, but we will be filing taxes for the first time as dual citizens this year. So we'll let you know how that goes. Video suggestion: what to bring when moving to Mexico. Nice.
It depends where you're moving to. So
we haven't been to Guatemala or Costa Rica yet, but we would love to. Somebody asked about Teotihuacan.
We didn't get a chance to go to. We didn't do much in Ciudad de Mexico. We really just went out there to meet people that we met here in Puerto Escondido, Los
Hang out with friends. We did lucha libre and we partied for New Year's, and that's it.
That was it. And then we came straight to.
We're gonna be coming back to Mexico City to do the cultural things and experiences, but we need more time. We needed more time. We had planned to come back to Puerto Escondido already, so we couldn't do it at that time.
I want to thank everybody for saying really nice things at Jenny's Roots video. Also, I saw a lot of comments here that people loved it.
Thank you. My mom is so happy, you guys. You made my mom so happy with her comments. She comes back to read them and comments, and she was really nervous about it. So thank you. It means a lot to me to see such sweet comments from you.
It was such a beautiful video, and we hope to do more videos like that. I still have my mom and my dad, so we just got to coordinate that, and hopefully we can go as planned. Also, upcoming things that are coming up, we're gonna jump on a big project, which is the wine blog. We have all the content ready for it, and it's a big project. We have over 2.5 hours worth of content.
There might be some new people, so let's catch them up. So if you're a newer subscriber and you don't know about this, we have been working on a wine vlog to highlight Mexican wine, Mexican wine culture, Mexican wine challenges, because Mexican wine is amazing. But it's not a leading wine country, but it should be because
it has the oldest winery of the Americas.
Of all of the Americas. So why doesn't it have prominent wine reputation. So we're working on that vlog.
It's a good one.
Yeah, we finally finished filming. So
there might be 2 parts because it's a lot of content. We
Yeah.
don't want to leave anything out, but definitely be on the lookout for that.
Yes, we know Spanish. Anakin Skywalker. Hablamos español. Yes.
Sí.
But our videos are primarily in English and Spanish where appropriate. That's why we do subtitles. There are always going to be subtitles in our videos because we live in both languages. People often ask us, ¿en qué idioma se hablan? Y what do you talk the most? And to us, honestly, the truth is Spanglish. As weird as it is to some people, we grew up in a Spanglish world, and that's our reality. So we switch between both languages often.
But we are thinking that if we go back to Chicago,
we're gonna do
them in Spanish.
That would be fun.
Maybe if we go back like to the U.S. and hang out, we're gonna do them in Spanish and then switch it over.
Yeah.
Something different.
Yeah. What else is coming in? Excited for the wine vlog. Yes, thank you. We have been to Baja California. This was in our early days of the channel. I think like our 3rd video is on Cabo San Lucas and day trips out of Cabo San Lucas to La Paz. ¿Cómo se llamaba? El pueblito mágico.
Todos
Santos. Mm-hmm. Yes, so check those out. They're actually funny. We should do more videos like that.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're getting close to wrapping up. So if you have any final thoughts, comments, or questions, we'll come back and respond to any questions that we didn't get to in the comments. So feel free to leave them now.
Before we leave though, Jesus, see, thank you so much for your gift. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for being you. Same way you told us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate
Honestly, your support in these videos and these small gifts go such a long way because it takes so long to make a YouTube career. And I know that we won't be doing this forever. Right. But what we share is so important to me that if I could do it for free, I would, but we can't because we need to live.
And and even then, the beauty of it is that even someday Eat by the Travel might come to an end, but we will always have these beautiful memories of this life that we lived, this period of time that we lived,
and how lucky we are to be able to share that and have other people
and even
enjoy.
Yeah, just like our root stories. That's why those root stories are very important because generations and generations will be able to see that. So.
Any plans on collaborating with La Carecita again? We actually hung out with Karen and Dave right after Christmas. We didn't vlog because we wanted to take a break from vlogging, but we had such a good time. We met her family.
Yeah, we danced. We
hung
out. We might do something else. We definitely got a lot of ideas in mind. It's just a matter of getting together to do it. Somebody also mentioned if we're gonna collaborate with the new traveler, Dan. No, we're not gonna collaborate with him. Only because it was such a quick.
We just happened to meet him really by chance.
We actually met him from a friend who invited us out to lunch. She's like, "Hey, do you guys?" Her name is Ta.
She's also a YouTuber.
Here. She's a really good YouTuber. Make sure to check out her channel. Her cinematography is
amazing.
Like movie
Storytelling, amazing. Check out Ta.
Ta
is a friend of La Carencita, and so she knew we were in Mexico City. We met up, and she invited Dan, and then we hung out. And then Dan just so happened to be coming to Puerto Escondido at the same time as we were, so we hung out here too.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. And hey, oh my God, we studied Portuguese like a few years ago and just haven't kept up with it. But
if you speak Portuguese to me, I understand it.
Estou esquecendo meu português. Quero falar outra vez. All right. How do you spell it? How do you spell what? Ta. Oh, Ta's channel. Gosh.
I think it's Jetting.
Jetting. Oh my gosh. She's Thai. She's from Thailand, and she has a name that I unfortunately can't spell right off the top of my head.
I'm looking it up.
We're gonna grab it for you. But
no, I can't. We'll put it in the comments because.
Thank you all for your kind invitations. We've gotten emails and messages from people who say if you're wherever in town, whether it's California. Daryl is a chef in New York City, and we'd love to meet up for dinner. Pop-up dinner. Oh, that would be cool. We could help organize a pop-up dinner in Mexico. That's a cool business collaboration.
Hey Daryl, so I have a fun like just real quick. There's a guy here who came in Puerto Escondido that came from New York. He's a chef. He got stuck in COVID and opened up a pop up
Here.
here.
And he stayed, and it's a huge hit.
Like he opened it last February in Puerto Escondido, and it's literally a pop up, like something really small. It's called the Fish Shack. We featured it on our video. This thing is huge now. Like, well, it's not huge in like the space that he has. Or he hasn't got. He still has that little shack, but his food, oh my god! And the people that go,
Always packed.
always packed.
So if you're interested in doing something, we might be able to work together. All right. I think we're good. We'll come back. We'll let you go because Liz Live has gone long enough. Thank you so much for spending all this time with us, and I hope that this was helpful to you. You all are amazing. We love you so much, and for those of you who keep regular contact, it's so much appreciated because it's really those who stay in touch with us regularly that remind us what's important, what you want, and we're open to doing content that one that we believe in, that represents the community well, and that you want to see. So it's a combination of all those things. So keep that coming. Thank you, and that's it from me.
Just quick updates. We're gonna go live maybe within another 2 to 3 weeks to give you guys some really cool update on this opportunity that we've gotten a couple opportunities in the last 2 weeks that are like blowing our minds away. So
we'll come back to
that. We're also happy to receive you with open arms if you guys come to Puerto Escondido. We'll be here until the end of March. Just message us on Instagram, and hey, we can connect and have lunch, dinner, and go for a beach. Give you the best recommendations so that you don't have to pay for tours.
Time permitting.
So just that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you so much for all the generosity today. We appreciate it so much. And as we always do, se cuidan, se bañan, y nos vemos hasta la próxima. Ciao.
Ciao. Adios. Cuídense. Have a great day. Is it over? No.